All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. Right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We want to talk about some free transfers. Enough with all these Chelsea takeover bid and this and that. I mean, look, the Ricketts are doing a madness at the moment. But that aside, we want to talk about some transfer news. At the end of the day, look, whatever the case is, we're going to get a new owner and hopefully we can do some business during summer. And there's some really, really outrageous free transfers out there, and none more outrageous than the one that I'm going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, right now is, you know what I'm talking about, Paulo Dybala, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get straight into this. This is the news which kind of came out yesterday, but I said in my previous video that I want to do a separate video just on this because it deserves to be talked about in an in-depth manner. First of all, let's have a look at the news. Chelsea intend to join the pursuit of Juventus star Paulo Dybala once the takeover has been resolved. This is from 90 Minutes. I think the particular journalist is Graham Bailey. And he has some, important things for us to know about this situation. Fabrizio Romano, not that many days ago, said Juventus director Arrivabene confirms we won't extend Paulo Dybala's contract. We're not going to do any other proposal. The decision has been made. Hashtag Dybala. Dybala's agent will now open talks with other clubs. He's free to join any club as his contract runs out in June. So his contract is running out. He is not signing again for Juventus. 7 years, after 7 years playing for Juventus, he's now a free agent. And there are plenty of suitors, ladies and gentlemen. This particular player, I have to say, on a free transfer does excite me a little bit, in the sense that he's technical. Ball control is great. Passing is great. Intelligence, football intelligence is very important. Someone like Timo Werner, who's in the news a lot in recent times and looks like he wants to leave Chelsea Football Club, rightly so, which is fine. I think both parties need to part ways. Chelsea need to part ways with Timo. Timo needs to part ways with Chelsea. And someone like Dybala is going to add to the squad. We need players that's going to add to the squad. Now, don't tell me, ladies and gentlemen, some of you guys are going to say, but Miz, what are we going to do with all these players? No. We've seen what's happened this season. There's the pandemic scenario. There's players getting injured. We need heavy depth. If we want to challenge, and God knows what's going to happen next season with how the owners are going to operate. If we want to challenge, we have to be smart, and we need to have a strong depth in the squad. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, but these players, they want more minutes, this, that, the other. They'll all get minutes. Believe me, eventually enough, they all get minutes anyway. The amount of competitions we play in, they will all get minutes. And injuries are just inevitable. So you're going to get minutes. Paulo Dybala's attacking output in all competitions this season, ladies and gentlemen, 94 shots, numero uno. 92 shot creating actions, number 2. 34 successful take-ons, number 2. 13 goals, number 1. 12 goal creating actions, 1. 9.2 XG, 1. 6 assists, 1. Where will he be next season? Very, very technically gifted player. And I need more technical players at Chelsea Football Club. A goal or assist every 117 minutes. Paulo Dybala will be a man in demand this summer. Paulo Dybala, 283 games for Juventus, 113 goals, 48 assists, 117 minutes per goal, 12 trophies, 4 Serie A Team of the Year awards, and 1 Serie A Most Valuable Player. I mean, that's quite sensational, knowing that he's been there for 7 seasons. 4 times he got into the Serie A Team of the Year award, I suppose, which is fantastic. And once he got the Most Valuable Player. Hazard, in his 7 years as a Chelsea player, scored 85 goals, while Dybala, as a Juventus player, still has 3 months left, has managed to score 113 goals and winning 12 trophies isn't talked about enough. Paulo Dybala is so underrated. Look, I don't want to compare him with Hazard, but I think what this particular individual is trying to say is that, he's no mug. He can score goals. He can assist as well. 100% Serie A is not as strong as the Premier League, but at the same time, there's quite a lot of good players there. There's quite a lot of decent teams as well. It's not, for Juventus, might have been a walk in the park, probably the last, his entirety of his career there, but of his last season, Inter Milan won. I've watched some of the games, and people that watch Serie A, it's quite competitive. Yeah, it's much easier. Not outrageously easier, but it is easier than the Premier League. But nonetheless, the stats are good. This is the trophy count. The fact that Paulo Dybala has won 12 trophies for Juventus isn't talked about enough. 15-16 triple. They've done the triple, I believe. That must have been just 2 domestic. All of them, the league and 2 domestic. As you can see, he's just been winning trophies. Experienced player. I think he's 28, so he would be in his prime. So, experience in the Champions League as well. This is a particular player I completely endorse. I really do. I can picture him play on the right side. I can picture him play as a cam. I can picture him play as a false nine. I can picture him play as an inside forward. I think he's perfect as an inside forward. Honestly, I think he'll be brilliant. And as a false nine, I think he'll do the job perfectly well as well. I like Paulo Dybala. Number 10s are rare because they're very system dependent, but Dybala can work as a false nine with 2 runners to his sides. I believe he could be one of those runners as well. But 100% he can work as a false nine with 2 runners on the side. Pair him up with Enzo and Ferran, and he'd be very effective. Similarly, put him as a false nine, false right wing with a focal 9, and he works well. So obviously, they're endorsing for Barcelona. Top free agent. Look, there are plenty of suitors out there. Let's have a look over here. Striker Paulo Dybala wants to join Atletico Madrid when Juventus contract expires this summer. So as I said, not only Chelsea's interested, there's a whole heap of other teams that are interested. Look at this. Arsenal. Get out of here. There's no chance in hell you're getting Paulo Dybala, man. I mean, yeah, you might make it to Champions League, but calm yourself down. There's no way Paulo Dybala would want to go to Arsenal Football Club. He'd want to win trophies, and there's no way you're going to tell me that Arsenal is set up to win trophies anytime soon. Baby steps, Arsenal, baby steps. PSG are very attentive to the situation of Paulo Dybala. There you go. PSG are very excited as well. Back in 2021, so obviously just last season, last year, this is a very well-known Spanish, I believe, podcast run by this particular individual, Ibai. Do you like Atletico Madrid? Paulo Dybala, yes. The city, the people, the fan base, these are things that players consider when choosing clubs. It's obvious that Atletico de Madrid is a big club. I think there was some rumors that Rodrigo de Paul is doing a big job in order to get this deal across. Also, Diego Simeone, all of these Argentinian, compatriots doing the madness, trying to get Dybala. But if I'm Dybala, once again, Atletico Madrid, I don't think they're going to be winning any more after this, last season. This season, they're not winning because Real Madrid is. From next season onwards, I'm pretty sure Barcelona is going to be back into it. They're not much of a threat in the Champions League, although they've gone through. Beat Man United, but anyway, anyone can beat Man United. If I'm Dybala, I'm not really thinking about going to Atletico Madrid. I'd be thinking about Premier League big time. Big time. That's where all the players want to be, the Premier League, baby. Another team that's in for it is both Gazzetta and Tuttosport have Paulo Dybala to Inter on the front page this morning. Inter Milan is in the act as well. Look, this could happen because some of these players, they don't like leaving Italy. I know he's Argentinian background, but he's been there for 7 years. But would he go from Juventus to Inter? Wow, what a slap in the face that would be for Juventus. Paulo Dybala wants to join Atletico Madrid this summer when his Juventus contract expires, and although Inter are also interested in the 28-year-old forward, they can only afford him if they sell fellow Argentine Martinez. So Inter would need to let go of Martinez, and Martinez is another player. I mean, if you're looking to let go, Chelsea Football Club, look out for Lautaro as well. Although I'd probably prefer Paulo Dybala. How Thomas Tuchel could line up if Chelsea complete transfer for special Paulo Dybala. Just to have a quick look what Football.London has done. They've got Paulo Dybala as a false nine, sometimes as a right inside forward. There you go. Havertz, Mount, Dybala. I mean, these are just options. Don't get too worried about it, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another one. Havertz, Lukaku, Dybala. And I think they have one more. No, is that just the two that they have? They had two. Havertz, Mount, Dybala, Dybala, Havertz, Mount, Dybala playing as a false nine, and then sometimes Havertz playing as a false nine, Dybala on the right side, and the third one, Lukaku, Dybala, Havertz. I mean, there's plenty of permutations, ladies and gentlemen. There's more. These are some of the teams that are looking very much interested. Inter Milan, Barcelona, Man United, Milan, PSG, Atletico Madrid, Spurs, come on. Just because you've got Pederici and you've got Antonio Conte, that doesn't mean you're going to get first dibs at this particular player. Let's be honest. Spurs, you don't win anything, so calm yourself down. Let's have a look at some of the stats, ladies and gentlemen. Before we do that, this is the profile. 28 years old, so he's in his prime, ladies and gentlemen. 177 centimeters, 1.77 meters. Not the tallest player out there, but as I said, low center of gravity and very technical player, so that's fantastic. Argentinian background, we all know that. Position, attack, second striker. So as you can see, he can play second striker. He can play up front as a false nine. He can play as a cam as well. Multitude of positions. His contract is expiring at the end of this particular season. This season, ladies and gentlemen, 29 games, 13 goals, 6 assists. That's not bad. That's not bad. As you can see, 20 games played as a second striker. More sort of drifting in from the right and then into these areas, just playing behind a proper striker. Sometimes he can even play as a false nine. 4 times playing up front, 3 times as attacking midfielder, and twice as a right winger, 20 times as a second striker. Something to think about. 2 up top. As I said, inside forward, false nine, plenty of things. 21 Serie A matches, 8 goals, 5 assists. I like those stats. We won't delve too much into what he's done previous seasons, but he's a good player, we know. Look at this. This is what I want to focus on, ladies and gentlemen, the heat map. That's a big thing that I want to focus on. Look at the red zones. That's where he's mostly, operating. This is Serie A 2021 season. As you can see, he can play attacking midfielder, striker, right wing, striker, as you can see over here. And hey, I need to never change that. Serie A, let's just change that back. There you go. It's very interesting to see. He's very much a right-sided player, but obviously he's left-footed, so it's perfect. Much like Ziyech-esque kind of heat map. Ziyech probably roams around in these areas as well, starts wide right, cuts back in. But the thing about Dybala is he doesn't necessarily need to be wide right. He can pretty much stick around here. As you can see, inside forward. He can play in the half spaces right there. He can play just behind the striker. He can sometimes play as a false nine. This heat map tells you exactly how he operates. Central in the midfield, I suppose, when building up. He can be on the right side as well when building up. Can be in the middle, as I said, as a false nine. This heat map is perfect. This is the caliber of player that I would love to see, ladies and gentlemen. Look at these strengths, passing, long balls, anchor play. No outstanding weaknesses. Wow. Some of the stats over here, ladies and gentlemen. Key passes, 1.5 key passes. I think this is per 90. Total games played 21, started 19, minutes per game 72, big chance created 4, goals per game 0.4, shots per game 3.6, assists 5, touches 57.5, big chance created 10, long ball accuracy 82%, 85% for accurate passes per game. Look, this guy, ladies and gentlemen, bottom line, on a free, I think it's something that we need to consider. Now, the other thing is how much the salary is going to be. I think he is on quite a bit of high salary in Juventus. That's something we need to look at. But being a free agent, that's a given. He's going to demand a bit more salary. If it's not more wages, then he's going to ask for a big signing on fee. That's the thing. We talk about it's free transfer. At the end of the day, nothing's free. When it's a free transfer, you best believe either the wages are going to be high or there's going to be a high signing on fee. So it is what it is, but that's the caliber of player that we need at Chelsea Football Club. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about Paulo Dybala. Is that the kind of player that you'd like us to have replacing Timo Werner on a free transfer? Or are there other players in your mind? Obviously, Rafinha in recent days, I think Barcelona is well and truly ahead in that race. Dembele, I'm not really sure. That's another player I would like to have as well now. But I think PSG could be in the run for that. Let's see what happens. But let me know how you feel about it. If you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.